My bad, you guys. After three failed live streams, after three failed live stream attempts, maybe we can get this nailed down. Yeah, third time's a charm. Thank you, Marilee. Thank you, Marilee. Appreciate that. Yeah, it'll work this time. I just did it how I usually do. I tried to do a multi-streaming thing so I could stream to Facebook as well. It didn't work. So we're just on YouTube only. Unfortunately, I tried to get it out to it, but it didn't work. But I'm going to share this out to my platform. So give me a second. Plus, I can read your guys' comments on the screen when I'm talking, which is way better. You're at Chili's? I got to share this as Mercado Media. I have a new strat in the Instagram group. Whenever it's something from Mercado Media, I'm sharing it as Mercado Media. Anything else, I'm just not going to. Okay, hold on. Now, let me post it to the groups. It got very windy, so just deal with that. I got my door open. I'll post this to both. I did tell Facebook to come over to the YouTube channel. I did say that. Well, well, well. You miss Chili's? Hell yeah, Chili's is good. Okay, fuck it, Threads too. I got like almost 30,000 followers on Threads now, I guess. I like post on there and then check it the next day and it's like, oh, what the heck? I guess I just grew 3,000 followers because I said fuck Trump or something. All right. Blue Sky. Chili's has good ranch. Fuck yeah, it does. Hell yeah. How do you even use that? There is a Chili's near you. You want some skillet queso? Hello, everybody. Check into the stream. Put in the comments you guys are watching from. Again, we're going to be live on. Yep. Okay. So, all right, let's spark it up. Where's my? Do I have my? Oh shoot. My supplies. 1 second. Well, we're gonna have to roll a couple more. Ran into an issue. That's fine though. We're gonna go with some amaretto mints. Fuck it, some amaretto mints. Good news, I guess, for today would be the Orban news. But like I tell you guys when it comes to American news, and yes, it's great, good moment to no longer be under dictatorship and Russia control from Orban and the hellhole that he put his country into. But there's a reason why Orban did have support, and it's because alternatives to fascism usually sucks. Usually sucks so much cock. It sucks cock. Okay. And it's bad. So I'm hoping that Hungary will never return to that again. And they probably need some significant reform and changes to ensure that that could never happen again. They can't have a fucking dictator while being a part of the West. That's wicked. So good news for Hungary today. Definitely. We're trying some amaretto mints. There you go. Look at that. Good nugs for today. Good nug Sunday. That's what we got going on. See what happens here. You really worried about how Trump will take it out on us in terms of like what happened yesterday? I mean, between the Trump administration is doing their own thing. And they're putting Navy ships in the Strait of Hormuz now. It's closed again because we're closing it. I mean, JD Vance took a fat L in Hungary because the vice president did go to Hungary and campaigned for Orban. So the administration is not doing good at anything. It's very bad right now for MAGA, like all around. Very, very bad. Like politically, socially, economically, militarily, you name it. MAGA is fucked right now. Like really bad. I'm gonna close this so I can roll this up. Indoor stream today too. Nice to be inside my own place. Yeah, it sucks to be Trump. Like that shit sucks. 100%. They're taking losses everywhere, everywhere possible, which is why what happened yesterday still is weighing on my soul. And I just had a vacation. So like I'm good though. Like I'm not like, oh God, and now I'm just emotionally don't know what to do. Like I'm good. I just came back from vacation. Now a week in the sun, but not really though. We're starting to rain. It's 80 degrees here in Minnesota today, but it's gonna get back down to 40 degrees by next week. And I'm just like kind of like I'm just ready to be in the warmth. We're gonna have a softball scrimmage next Sunday. It's 80 today. Next Sunday, 47 high. 47 degrees. I'm like, bruh, I don't even want to go out and play next, like, for it's too cold. I'm ready for the warmth. April is wicked. But then it's gonna warm back up though. So it's warm, very warm now, and it's gonna get colder in Minnesota, and then it's gonna get warm again. But terrible, your new stream killed your YouTube. I'm sorry, but it's fixed now, and we're all here, or we're getting here. He moved America forward and under surveillance. How are we lefty fucktards today? We're doing, I mean, doing good, all things considered. Doing well. Victor Orban, fat L. MAGA, it still sucks. They're about to send us into World War III, which I think Trump, and that's the other thing is Trump's own actions will like undo any of the, but like it's still like I'm still gonna call this out. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like I know how the politics work and how shit moves, but you still gotta tell the truth about what happened because it can't happen again. It just can't, especially when the winds are coming. The winds are on the horizon. Like, and then not really for, and then we'll have deeper conversations to have. But right now, it's basically like undo MAGA, defeat MAGA, and then at that point, then you need smart people to come in and hold Democrats accountable because you're gonna have people that will be like, "Oh, Democratic Party won. Okay, our work is done. All done. Brunch now." Wrong. Wrong. But for to get to any type of point, you're going to have MAGA lose and some Democrats take power. Obviously, it's just going to, and it is going to happen. It has been happening. And not only has it been happening, but it will continue to happen because of how bad Donald Trump is. Just absolutely dog shit. Democrats enabled MAGA. I wouldn't say that. They're, you could argue that the weak positions by the Democrats then allow MAGA to come in with their used car salesman propaganda and dupe Americans into voting for them instead because the Democrats don't literally do anything or offer any other solutions. Or when they do stuff, their marketing about it is so bad that nobody even knows when they do stuff. Like when bills pass that actually help, because that does happen. It does. But not often enough. And then yeah, how in the hell was Trump even able to take power again? Should have been absolutely out of the question. Donald Trump should have never been president, but Biden was way too weak. Department of Justice was way too weak. Did nothing to hold Trump accountable, and now we're in Trump 2.0. So yeah, definitely. And that's a perfect example. Like, Hungary needs to probably put Orban in prison or hold all of his shit accountable. If they don't, they're just gonna cook, and Russia will be like, "Oh, really? Well, now we just MAGA sell the MAGA propaganda of like the 2021 to 2024 Russia and obviously some Israel, but a lot of Russia. I'm going to be honest. After watching propaganda and how it works, they influenced heavily the right wing, and Russia is going to do the exact same thing to Hungary because they're in a better position when they're losing, which sounds weird, but the fascists are in a better spot when they don't have like until they can take total totalitarian power. But until that point, they're better off as like the down and out fucking we're victims and all of this. Like they're better suited there actually until they do have a position to where they can say, okay, fuck all democracy, cancel elections, military in the street, like goose stepping everywhere, doing patrols, you know what I mean? Until we get to that point, right? But until then, they have to pretend like they're weak victims, powerless to this system, which again, yeah, the systems suck and capitalism can be terrible. But they really bank on losing because without losing, they don't get any attention ever. Why would they? And then when they have power, you notice like no one, because we still live in democracy, we still live in freedom times. Um, for some, for people to use their voice. So using their voice will counter it. Whereas we don't have like you can't say that and like you get canceled, I guess, from the administration, thankfully. But yeah, I mean, all things considered, not going well for Trump, which is why what happened yesterday was so not good. And I'm just we got to speak about it. We can't like sweep it under the rug. It can't be swept under the rug. Okay, it can't be like, oh well, that happened, and you can't talk about that because you should talk about this instead. Nope, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work like that. But she was, but no. Okay, so well, first let's spark it up. I got my shit rolled now. This is still a safety meeting stream. I'm talking to you guys about what happened, but I'm not out on the scene or doing anything right now. I'm at home. Feel free to spark it up. You're still conflicted about it? That's fine. Just hear me out. Maybe it'll help. I was there on the ground in person, like feet away from it the whole time, watching it the whole time. There was a moment in which I pulled, like, I was literally right there, like Savannah's face, and like they were literally on the screen for you guys. Like they were right there in front. And after some time, like, because it became just debates and like back and forth, I'm like, okay, seems like the crowd's just kind of handling it by just going back and forth with their, I'm gonna like, there's a lot of cameras around this. There's other people over there protesting and doing stuff, and there's other things happening. Like after maybe 10 minutes of standing next to the person getting surrounded or whatever, I'm bored. I'm just being honest with you. I'm bored. I don't care. I don't need to aura farm Savannah or any other influencer out there because they're standing there, or clout farm. So I'm like, okay, well, the thing happened. Like protesters are engaging with her. Okay, I'm going to do something else now with my media company because I have a $4,000 camera, $5,000 camera, a $2,500 broadcasting system. I'm not wasting my time. I'm just being 100 with you guys. Like I am not wasting my fucking time watching a back and forth bickering between people. Boring. There's people like out there saying fuck ice and like whipping dildos around and putting it on. There was way more like there's other shit to look at and people were dancing and like it was like way other shit to do. You know what I mean? Like if I was out there with my cell phone, maybe I'd be like, oh, here's some content. But like after the initial, like, okay, this is what happened because also after we've had about 12 hours now or 24 hours, sorry, of people giving takes about it, people that weren't there for some reason. I saw this video of this dude laying on his bed giving a take. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, this white liberals don't support beating women. I'm like, what do you mean, dude? Like, what are you talking about? He's like laying on his bed. You seen like I've seen just a bunch of reels of people giving takes on this that weren't there at all. That weren't there, period. That weren't on the ground. And you know what I say might make some people mad. Yeah, it might make you upset. Might make you like, what the? Why is he not just absolutely defending everything that we do? And yeah, no, I mean this is how it hurts people. This is what how it hurts a movement. Or I've literally watched so many protest movements get fucking destroyed because of dumb shit, or because the energy dies, or the people in charge don't know what the fuck they're doing, or it's a collective of everybody and it's decentralized and nobody's doing anything, and like that fucking sucks too. Okay, I'm just being honest. Like I've seen tons of different type of like movements of things to support something, and like I've seen how like nearly all of them fail. I haven't seen all of them like fail eventually. I mean, there's a point I feel like it's on purpose because there's different times in which issues will become, you got to speak out on it. You should speak out about whatever, whatever. But like, there's definitely like algorithmic like life situations to which okay, this issue we need to put up. There's a ton of people paying attention to this issue. Let's start speaking on this. Like we have to because it gets brought to the front, right? And so the protest that or the movement in the time in the moment in time will be very it's what it's for. But like, yeah, if Trump is to lose power, you're not gonna be seeing no King's protests anymore. Like you're not gonna be like the tens of thousands of people out there that are protesting Trump will not be out there anymore. Okay. There will still be people protesting because the status quo in the country will still suck. It will still be bad. Nothing much will change. Like in terms of the internal problems we have of like affordability, that's not gonna likely change, maybe. I don't know, unless there's serious significant reform happens. Yeah, we're not gonna be going to war with Iran, and like some of the greater dumb shit Trump's doing will not happen, probably. But until the status quo of the country changes, like we're still fucked. So you're still gonna have people protesting, but not in the scale and scope we're seeing right now. So yeah, it'll bring change. Like things will change for sure. But the movement will die. Like it just will. Like it will die out. Like the five, like everything you're saying right now, the 50501 movement, the all of this stuff that's doing great work, it's all gonna be gone after 2028. It won't literally won't exist. Watch. You clip me right now, and I'm still gonna be around because we're still gonna be talking about current events and news. But what I do for content, unfortunately, gives itself like news. These leaders provide me with. Everyone's like, "What are you gonna do after Biden?" I'm like, "Trump's gonna win." It looks like he's gonna give me content every day. And what is he doing? Right? We have World War III on the horizon now. So like the news will happen and I can go live covering it. Like I'm not worried about my personal future. But like if people are really holding on to a movement or something like that will die out eventually. It just will. People like a new something else fucked up will happen. And like the popular attention on um whatever, will change. And so, it'll just switch to something else. And then that's why people from previous protest movements, for example, like the Black Lives Matter movement, you had many activists that would show up to the ICE protests and be like, hey, listen, the police are still killing black and brown people. Like our local law enforcement still acting crazy out here. And they're supporting the federal agents too. Or at bare minimum, not holding them accountable. Or like not like we had federal agents just patrolling our streets and our police forces that we pay state taxes to and pay our paycheck to. And even me, like when I got to do my taxes and I've still fucking got to pay state and local taxes. I might be a YouTuber and I might be someone that I don't work a conventional job. I don't have to clock in, right? And I don't, but like I still have to pay my fucking taxes and I paid state and federal taxes, right? And our police force was helping ICE agents by like either like come into the scene after the feds covered it up themselves, right? I'm not saying like our local police was covering up the scenes, but like they would come afterwards and then like be a riot control for the feds covering it up. It was fucked up, really bad, really bad. So a lot of the 2020 activists would come back and they were like, "Yo, Black Lives Matter still." Right, like black and brown people are still out here getting taken by the police, and now federal agents are doing it. And so that was like that's just an example, right? Like obviously we're not in BLM anymore. BLM is not really Black Lives Matter is not a major protest. There might be some protest locally, states that happen, and definitely in Minnesota there is. There's events all the time. They just had Angel Versary for Dante Wright yesterday, and back in 2021 in Brooklyn Center. And I couldn't make it yesterday. I just got back from vacation, and like just yesterday was so bad. Like I didn't want to be out, dude. I'm just not gonna lie. I didn't want to be out in public because I personally have been through this in terms of how they come at you, and it's not fun. I talked about it yesterday in my stream, but now I got a new audience today. But like I've been through the ringer of this shit, and like yeah, I got a I got a weapon now and shit. Like I'll defend myself if I ever have some shit like that again, and they come to my personal residence. Like I don't give a fuck, right? But that shit is still not fun to go through. And like when the whole right wing chudville come at you, it's like, bro, it's not good. Like you just the whole weight of the influencer apparatus. But like the other factor is really quick before I get into it, because more people are tuning in. On X specifically, where these people exist to do a lot of this, they're changing a lot of the revenue share right now. Like Nikita, who works for Elon, and I don't know what to make of him, honestly. But a lot of these aggregator accounts that would help dogpile people by like doxing them or whatever, or they put breaking news on every single thing, they're not going to get money anymore. Like literally 90% deduction of revenue on X for people that do that. So good, like good, but I got to see how it plays out a little bit because I don't know because Elon he owns the thing and all he does is write or whatever, just shares AI slop. So I don't know, but we'll see. But all the people that really engage in this, like it got really bad yesterday. Like I'm still on X and I'm still paying attention to MAGA. And that's the other thing is a lot of people in this country, like, and I don't know what the philosophical means of how to explain it would be, or like what the proper way is, but because MAGA is the perceived enemy, people literally don't even look at what they say. You think they know, you think like it's done. And that's what happened in 2020. That's what happened during Biden's presidency. People are like, oh, this is what it was. MAGA, no more MAGA. They're done. Conservatives don't exist no more. They they're all dead. They're all gone. They're gone. They're not around no more. We don't have to see them. I blocked them all. I don't. I deleted X. I deleted all anything that I could potentially see a right wing take anywhere. I have removed myself from. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. You got to protect your mental health. You have to do that, because yeah, like this shit sucks, and our country is in a bad spot. But it really puts you in a fucking position to where then you don't know what's really happening. So like, after it all, we're at. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to get too ahead of this, but I don't know why they thought it was a fucking game. Why people think this is a fucking game. It's not. Like they're fascists. They will literally fucking take you in your house in the middle of the night. Nikema Levy Armstrong, Will, and the other 37 individuals from that church protest know what this is like when they had the feds come in the middle of the night in masks and take them from their house and then pull up and then go, and then you got federal case to fight against. It's not a game. Like you canceled it, but like on the in the right wing apparatus, this is all they're fucking talking about right now. And like the FBI is involved, the assistant attorney general is involved now. Like and like I'm reading it. Me and shout out my homeboy Cortez Rice. Me and Cortez Rice are at dinner yesterday, literally looking at our phones like this. This is both of us. I swear to God, we were like this because and it's like me and him and like a whole bunch of other people. And me and him are reading X, and I'm like, and other people are like, oh, blah blah blah. You know, it's just a blah blah blah. I'm like, yo, like, and then me and Cortez are like, bro, like this is not good. Like, there's no way around this. So what happened was not good. So the majority of the day, and it's all in my stream. My stream. This is why I do live streams. This is why my media and what I do mostly, and I still haven't like it took my energy of uploading a reel and everything. I got to get it done. I got to get it posted from yesterday because it was a majority good event. It really was. But my stream's almost 4 hours long from the beginning. Like we're in the parking lot and people are dancing, and then they have the pinata, and it was hilarious. You know, it was the focus of the Minnesota protest was bye bye Pam Bondi, right? And the Pam Bondi's no longer in power, and Kristi Noem's fucked off, and like Bavino got sent home with his tail tucked. Like all right wing, they have not had a single W in Minnesota other than in their twisted fascist mind, like they got some ICE agents and they were terrorizing people. But politically, it was very bad, right? But unfortunately, people have suffered through until it becomes politically bad, right? Alex Pretty and Renee Good were both murdered by the federal government, which is still covered up. You had countless black and brown immigrants being taken and ripped from their families. So there was definitely like those freaks were very happy with what they were seeing for the time being, but the country though, and the majority of the country was not okay with that though. And so that's why politically after the damage had been done, then it became so damning for it to continue, right? But in that fight though, there was still like, people were out there putting their bodies on the line, or getting murdered from the federal government for doing it. And so this was a more of a cause for like and again, you only understand this if you're around activism and people that do this, but you do need some time to like kind of celebrate or have some chill time or do other things. Like you can't be 100% on like activism mode nonstop. You can't. You cannot. I'm telling you this you cannot do it. Nope. And if you try, you will ruin yourself and you will ruin everyone around you. And you will also destroy, and then and then you'll wonder why is everyone coming at me? Because you haven't taken a break and you are not mentally okay because I get it, you care a lot, but you need to take a fucking break. I knew that right away in 2020. when I'm out there for 16 hours and I lost like 50 pounds in a week. And I'm like having health issues, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, I'm just out here, and then I'm like, not drinking water, not sleeping, not eating properly, like, and I'm wondering why I'm losing all this weight, and I have other issues with my body. Right? Is because I'm locked in. I'm with it, but I need to take care of my body, and I sometimes don't. And I still will not. Like, I'm still gonna struggle with that whenever the next major massive thing happens, and that requires my undivided attention. Yeah, I'm gonna destroy my body again. I'm gonna lose weight and everything. It'll happen again. And I'm just not, and but the difference is now I've recognized how to recover from it better. Or like during it, I talk to people and like don't be quiet about how I'm feeling. Like I tell people, yo, I'm fucking, or like I post about it too. Like, and people were cringing during Metro Surge because like, why is this dude saying he's tired and needs a break? It's because I didn't do that in 2020 or like in Ukraine or anything. Like I was just like, I can't be a little bitch. I can't. I gotta be out here nonstop. Like, and I was for a lot of Metro Surge. There were days I took off, but we were live like every day, like 12 hours out there. So people need a break. People need a time to unwind. And then you have Robbie Roadsteamer out there too, bro. And he brings the vibes, and he does the songs. You know what I mean? There was like a, and while still calling out ICE because people were still out there protesting ICE and saying fuck ICE. It was like time to have some fun at the Whipple building, which a lot of non-fun has happened there. It's a dark place. It still is a very dark place. But like try to at least try to bring something different to it. Because the place is dark energy. There's a big dark energy bubble around the whole building, around the whole thing. So to bring a dance party and dildos and Robbie out there and fun shit was like, I don't know, like that was the vibe. The vibe was that. Okay, the whole thing up until the end was fun while still understanding ice, fuck ice, and people were, and even individuals at the fence. Because I left the dance party after a little bit because I'm like, okay, dance party, good. I'm gonna go see what's happening over at the protest that's been going in the two free speech zones that have been designated. And people are up there and they were still playing music. Still, some people were dancing still and they wore costumes, but there were some people were literally like doing, how they felt about ICE and about how they felt about it. They're protesting or using their voice or whatever. Like they weren't dancing, they were locked in, fucking yelling at the building, which is fine. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check out the dance party again. But then the dance party had kind of ended. They were coming over to where the free speech zones are on the around the Whipple building. And so literally like the majority of the day, and it's a 4-hour stream. My stream could have been over 4 hours if I would have got there on time. 10 a.m. was a little early for me, just recovering from vacation the day prior. I just literally flew back home. But and I already known that like the actual protest wasn't going to start till noon. So they had like 2 hours of hangout. Like the 10 a.m. to noon was just they had a DJ there. I don't know who they had a DJ there. They had a bunch of fun shit for people to do. The pinata was super cool. They had a bunch of pinatas. They had multiple, not just the Trump one, but they had like rainbow colored dick pinatas people to hit, and like, I don't know, it was fun. And so I don't. Let me hold on. I gotta just be honest with you guys, and this is gonna make people mad, and this might make people upset, but this is the truth. Well, first and foremost, do I like I I have on my channel done more to criticize the Trump administration and anything connected to it than much else. I mean, I do, and I do other stuff. Like when I'm not doing IRL coverage and I'm not on the ground in person covering things, I'm usually just shitting on the Trump administration. Like that's my content at home here is like, oh, what did Trump do today? And I'm like making fun of him and like fucking shitting on TP. Like, and I covered. I'm just being honest with you guys. When Charlie Kirk was murdered, I was one of the first to say like, this is kind of weird. Like, I don't think this ain't what they're saying it is. Like, and I don't support Charlie Kirk at all. But like his murder with that whole shooting was something was wrong. Something was still wrong with it. Something ain't right with it. I don't that Charlie Kirk was plaguing people with what he was saying. He was a racist, white nationalist, fucking loser, in my opinion. I interviewed him. I talked to him at the DNC, which is the other thing that I'm like, that went back during 2024 at the Democratic National Convention. I'm there on the ground talking to people. And who is there? And obviously I know who fucking Charlie Kirk is. And I'm like, oh, let me try getting a Charlie Kirk interview because he's a big deal in the right wing. And like, I talked to him and I'm like, what are you doing here at the DNC? And I'm like, why the fuck is he even at the DNC? Why does he get to go into the DNC? And I'm out here spreading my asshole for Democrats, I guess, or whatever. And I can't even get into the fucking thing. Right? I'm out here. And then guess what? The only thing I could cover at that point was the Palestine protest, which was all against Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So good job. Masterful gambit, Democratic Party. Incredible work. Like people that were the independent journalists that have been like with the protest or whatever, like been with it, couldn't even get in the fucking door. But Charlie Kirk was walking right in. I'm like, yo, Charlie, what are you doing? And we had a decent interview with him. I 100% stand against him, but I talked to him. He was on the stream. And then when he was murdered too, like so that's still bad. I don't know what's going on there with all that. There's no how do you fit Bella Chow 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 on a bullet? All I think that's bullshit. Like all of the obviously him being a leftist is insane narrative wrong, but then like deeper like the evidence which we still haven't seen. I don't know. Let Candace Owens figure it out. Let them meet each other. That's what let them meet each other. But still, he's got fucking murdered, and there's a lot of unknowns there. Regardless, I stand against TPUSA and the efforts that it does. And like I've literally confronted. I don't think Nick Sorter works for TPUSA, but I've confronted right wing influencers and people, and have called. I called Cam Higby a clown to his face in person. I'm like, Cam, we're standing on the same fucking grass, and you want to be out here acting like that. And this was in Chicago and Broadview. I'm like, you want to do what you're doing? I'm out here, and you're the fucking liar, and you work for the Trump administration to his face, not like on social media writing posts like a lot of people do. So I've been calling out like as many of these Antifa roundtable journalist people as possible personally and getting direct attention for it too, which not good either. They're not that good, to be honest. Like you want to do it, but not in a way where you draw full attention to yourself. So I've been gone at every single one of them. When when it became aware, like because I'm out there, I didn't think I thought the entire right wing was done with Minnesota. Like they got defeated. There's nothing else to do. Like they can't do it. Their propaganda failed. There after some time, the federal raids failed. Right, which they kept their method because it failed immediately. Let's be honest. Can we just be honest too about the Metro surge? Even if you're on the right, it failed immediately. Like their tactics were dog shit, and I was calling them out like these are some untrained fucking losers in December before they started murdering people. And the Trump administration's response to their immediate failure, because it was a failure right away, was to send more and send more and send more and send more. There wasn't like, let's pull back. It was, let's send more. We suck at this is sucking bad, but let's send more federal agents. And I'm like, there comes another 1,000. Here comes 2,000 more, just making it worse. So it definitely escalated worse, even though it was bad from the beginning until the end until we're at where we're at now, where there's still federal activity with immigration officers, but are there agents patrolling the streets like there were? No. Are they in convoys in masks and mobbing up gas stations and scaring with pointing guns at people or murdering people? No. So that we're not there at least. Yay! Wow, what a reality change. Um, so we're now at a point where it's like the energy and fight is directed at the powers that be, and people in the protest have done amazing at this. And even like you got to be honest, like there was restraint held back at Jake Lang. I don't give a fuck how you feel. Jake Lang was able to stand on he stood on the city hall steps spewing his bullshit for like an hour. Did he get water balloons thrown at him and shit? Yep. Got silly stringed, but he went up onto the steps. And Jake Lang's a convicted domestic terrorist. I don't care about his pardon. Don't give a fuck. He went to the Capitol building, beat the Capitol police, and tried to raid the Capitol building. and then is a terrorist. And like he wasn't a journalist or even a propagandist. Like, yeah, maybe he does videos, but he's a fucking terrorist. Like he's trying to literally incite violence. I mean, like his whole point is to incite violence only, nothing else. Nothing else to try to get people to do violent things in response to his bullshit. Okay. And yes, in Minneapolis, people held restraint. Just don't care. I don't give a fuck. No matter what happened to them, they held back. And we're being held back. And an entire city like kicked him out. Literally, I'd never seen something like that before. An entire city was like, nope. And that was at the height of the federal raids. Like when the federal raids were at 100 miles an hour. And like Bavino was still there. And like fucking we had to go right from that to go like, okay, the Jake Lang thing's over. All right, John and JT and the other independent journalist, we got to go back out and cover the Fed still. That was like, and so to have to now in April, right? When the whole right wing energy failed here at this point, and they're not like even Nick Shirley can't even really talk about the leering. He has his merch and all of the bullshit he did, but all that failed. To be honest, all if it might. The other thing too is Nick Shirley's video did not cause the federal raids. The federal raids were happening before. They had started. Operation Metro Surge started at the beginning of December. We are out there covering them. I was streaming them before Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley's video came out during Christmas time, which then I was on vacation at my aunt's house. Like, nope, this is bullshit. All of this fraud happened, and Biden and Tim Walz worked together to put them all behind bars. And like me and other great, I'm not even a writer. I'm not a writer, but writers that do writing were like following me now and like, okay, where are you getting this? And like, I'm like, it's all in our local news. It got reported on. And like, we're all, and like, I'm really cool with some great writers now. And like, they do amazing work for journalism. And so I was like literally just disputing Nick Shirley's nonsense about everything. But even like, they're on to California now. And like, I'm sorry, California, but I'm just glad it's not here no more. That, I mean, if you, come on, the entire right wing efforts failed here. They don't have to the point where like, there's no one else. It's just like the protest now and now can go out there and do their thing. There's no agitators anymore. There hasn't been for months, other than Zach fucking X, one person. Okay. And that's the other factor I wanted to bring up here. There's literally one person in the entire state of Minnesota, the entire state of our state, that will show up to protests and try to agitate people still. Okay. And every time he's like a locally known loser, right? The majority of the state is like, yeah, I mean, he with his actions causes fights with protest. Like he goes with the megaphone, gets in people's faces, fights. He is a fucking direct agitator. He's not a journalist. He doesn't even try to do propaganda. He goes out there and goes, "Oh yeah, Tim Walz," or like look whatever, like makes noises. It's cringe. But like, you know what I mean? And he's got charges now. He's probably going to jail. He's got multiple charges on him. But one person of the whole state. And like I would argue that the majority of the protest movement right now, and at least in the state of Minnesota, knows who he is. And like is like, hey, he's planning to come to your thing. He's a St. Cloud fucking clouder. Even he got kicked out of Jake Lang's thing, or he left it, I guess, or something, because Jake Lang likes to message underage women or underage girls. And so Zach X was like, I guess I can't be a part of this no more, even though that's the whole thing. I mean, hello, your president was in the Epstein files. I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean? And so, anyways, but even with his efforts, they've never broke through. They've never broken through to the point where, oh, Zach X is a little victim. Oh, Zach is a victim here in this situation. And like, yes, in the hyper right wing MAGA grifter sphere, they're gonna say that, of course, because they don't give a fuck. They want Zach X to go there and honestly kill people. If they had it their way, they'd send him there to start killing protesters, honestly. But like everyone else is like, this guy's a fucking loser, and I hope he goes to jail for trying to assault people and trying to clearly go into the crowd, not to report on it or do anything or even counter propaganda, whatever. He's out there literally with a megaphone, with a mask on, getting in people's face, trying to fight dads or whatever. Like his thing is to fight fathers of children, I guess. Ironically. Anyway, so he's fucked. Um, but beyond that, we've had nothing really here, which is good. It's really good when bad attention isn't brought to Minnesota. You know what I mean? It actually is good when like people can go out there and protest, and that's how we've been able to have a lot of local changes with our own government, our own some of our own laws here, like bills that have passed, like the good stuff Tim Walz did do. Unfortunately, his anything he did is kind of cooked now because of his inaction during Metro Surge as a leader, especially as a outgoing leader. He should have done way more. He should have been out there with the protest every fucking day. Had his security out there. Didn't matter. He's a governor, and the federal government has more power than him, anyways. They could have used their body to protect the governor from the agents, the chemical gas or whatever. But beyond that, he should have been out there the whole time, or at least on a regular basis. Literally, a regular basis would have been good enough. So whatever. So he sucks. But like those before that, some of the bills he got through does help a lot of Minnesotans out. Like the child tax credits, obviously legal weed is freedom. I support freedom. Anyone that's like, oh, weed cringe, like you just because you use it. You know what I mean? Like people had to fight for alcohol to be legalized. Like, you know what I mean? Alcohol is way worse for you. Alcohol is 1,000 times worse for you. But guess what? Americans had to fight for their freedom to drink too, and I'm glad they get to choose. Honestly, as bad as alcohol is, I'm glad that there's a no more prohibition, because that would be restricting you from being able to consume alcohol if you want to do that, right? So freedom, that's good, right? Freedom to do stuff is good. I thought, right? Freedom to make your own choices, right? Good. Yes. No. So, but guess what? Weed is a part of that. Some of the shit he's gotten through, and some of our like when the Democrats took full control of the state legislature and Tim Walz was governor, they got through a whole bunch of shit, and it was all good, really good. That's when the times were up. Times were good. Times were up. That's why Walz had such a darling thing going into the 2024 election, because he cooked in Minnesota. He was doing great, and Republicans were crying because of the deficit. We have a deficit now. Yeah, they had to spend actual money to help people. Wow, instead of like spending it on weapons. And that'll the surplus that Minnesota is back in now. By the way, our economy's back in a surplus. Yeah, we have to spend that to help people or like fucking fix the roads or something. Okay, it's not just money you sit on. But like you don't say shit when we send a billion, 3 trillion to Israel. That's fine though. I know I'm being long-winded with you guys. That's because I'm like, I got to be honest about what happened. And I'm building up to it because it can't happen. Um, so all of that to be said, because I also want to give my full perspective on everything, so you guys truly know where I'm coming from. Savannah is one of the Antifa roundtable journalists out there. Okay, she's one of the ones that was on that with Nick Sorter and them. Okay, and I would argue that all of them are attention whores. They all want the attention that they're seeking. Okay. That's the common thread that they have, is that they're out there seeking attention. They're looking for it. And any moment that they can, they're gonna grasp it. Okay. That's their common thread. But if you really pay attention to them, they're kind of different. They do different things for different people. They work for different things. Actually, they're all in that, but like they have different objectives and different missions, right? Like Nick Sorter, ironically, fights women protesters. That's his thing. Like Nick Sorter will go to a protest and then try to find like the weakest looking person, whether male or female. I'm not trying to please like don't judge me for that. I'm just being honest. Like he tries to find like people he thinks he can fight and then fights them. And it's usually like women. There's some strong women out here. I'm not trying to say women are weak, strong women for sure. But you know what I mean? Like he goes out there and consistently between Portland and Minneapolis, like that's his thing. And that's what I got in his face, was because he was fighting women in the protesters, and he does it like all the time with his fucking hammer fists, and he goes and fights like that. It's but like I but and that's why I was like, what the and then whatever. Police came out, gassed everybody. We got fucked up because of it. Ironically, like an inverted situation of what happened yesterday. So, and then like Nick Shirley does these like documentary style propaganda, like Tyler Oliveira style YouTube bullshit slop. Okay, they all do different things. And Savannah, her thing is her iPhone videos and like did Canal Street propaganda and like does poverty porn for people that like want to shit on people that are down bad. And like is she's not good, but she's not a good person at all. Not a good person whatsoever. She supports the ICE. She supports ICE with being the last name Hernandez, which is wicked work. And yes, if you are a Latino and you support ICE, you are a fucking traitor. You are. Yep. Yep. I'm part Latino, so you're a traitor. That's crazy work. You were insane and never speak again. Um, but anyways, so but all that aside though, all that aside, I judge people on their behavior in the moment. And you guys can, I'm consistent on that because I had a Cam Higby and me went back and forth here in Minnesota again. Because we went back and forth in Chicago. And then Cam Higby came up to me here in Minneapolis, was like, wanted to shake my hand and shit. And was like, Mercado, see, we can get along. Cause like I got hit with a fucking ice chunk in the face. And so he was like, are you okay? And I guess that was like, let's shake hands and be friends now. And I'm like, no, you have to earn that. I literally told it to his face. I was like, nope, I'm not shaking your fucking hand. And like his little viewers were so mad, like, oh, Mercado is wow, he won't show unity because he won't shake his hand. I'm like, no, this dude has done nothing but call for the I've been watching him for weeks. He's been calling for the Insurrection Act, provoking protesters. He's a fucking goes into the crowd with his fucking ballistic vest, being loud as fuck, showing up with Nick Sorter, pulling up in a Jeep Cherokee on purpose, like right up on the fucking curb next to the protest, begging for anyone to fucking scratch it so they can go on Fox News and say, wow, look at the protesters and what they do to the vehicles or like other shit the whole time. So I'm like, no, I'm not shaking your fucking hand, Cam. And also you work for Israel. Like also you work for Benjamin Netanyahu directly. Like Israel has your fucking asshole spread open. Like I'm not shaking your hand because that's Cam Higby's thing now. Cam Higby, Israel. Okay. Also, Nick Sorter kind of like he gets, yeah, I think he gets like help from it, but like Cam Higby specifically works for fucking Israel. Nick Shirley more aligned with Elon and Polymarket and like Palantir stuff. But they're all like part of this umbrella of nonsense. But I'm telling you, they all have different objectives and move differently. They're just, you can't like I know chuds are chuds, but like you got to lock in on the different types and what they're doing. So I'd say for about an hour, okay, yesterday at the Whipple building, Savannah was there, and one of the protesters told me about it, and like she's like Savannah's there. I'm like okay, and I'm being so serious. I said okay, and I kept it moving because I don't like at this point. That's why I laid so much context for you guys. The attention's on Trump right now. The attention is on how fucked up a World War III is going to be here. The attention is how he's a failure. The attention is how bad ICE was here. I don't want to give Savannah Hernandez any attention. And number one, I couldn't even see her. Like she's little. And like, yeah, I saw her walking around, but she's so little, so small, and like wasn't, and the whole time she was not engaging with anyone. And that's the truth. She was not talking to anyone. She was there just filming shit, filming the dicks, and was gonna do look at this woke and gay protest. Wow, look at this shit. Wow, am I right? Trans people, am I right? And like right now, all of that would have been fail. It would have been culture. She only had culture war content to do there. She had nothing else to work with. She was yawning. She was bored. She was walking around waiting for something to even maybe happen, but she was on her phone, fucking texting, looking down at her phone, like, and like, cause I'm on it, I see everything. Like, even if Cam Higby was showed up there, I would still wouldn't said anything to him, but I'd be like, peeping, like, because I'm aware of who he is and like what they're about and what they're doing. And if they were to start something, I want to make sure I'm at least like aware of it, but I'm not trying to give them attention. That's the difference. Is like you're aware of them, but you don't want to give them any fucking attention because they're gonna get what they want. So for about 45 minutes to an hour, Savannah was literally just walking around filming, not talking to anyone, not doing shit with for to no one, doing her propaganda thing. We live in America, though. They can do that. They guess what? TPUSA sold out the fucking Arizona Cardinals stadium. That sucks as a fan. I love the Vikings. I'm an NFL fan. It sucks that a white nationalist, fucking terrible, Israel funded bullshit like that can sell out an NFL stadium and like be aligned with that. That sucks really bad. Does it change the facts though? Does it change that it exists? Nope. Doesn't change that what's really happening. So I'm like, whatever. So she's doing her thing, and I was standing right next to me. Most like the moment when we went out into the street, because some protesters wanted to engage in good trouble, which I support that. I don't give a fuck. Personally, I'm number one on media too. Like I'm out there to film anything. I'm out there filming. My feelings be damned until I talk to you guys right now. But like when I'm out there, my lane is to just shut up and put the fries in the bag and film the video for everybody. I'm not out there to dictate or move people around or say, hey, do this or do that because this will look better. I'm out there, whatever happens, happens. Right? Whatever happens, happens. So, but whatever. I'm like, okay, all right, they're in the street now. And I'm like, finally, because I hit the free speech zones are boring, dude. Like it sucks that those free speech zones are there. Like when people engage in some good trouble or whatever and beyond, like finally, like something some shit to show here. Like here's a protest or something. That just after covering it for 6 years is how I feel. Like we're going beyond speeches. And like yes we can. I don't know. So some just a few protesters engaged in it, walked up to the sheriffs, told them how they felt. Sheriffs had to come out and walk them back, and they did. They were still like fuck you sheriff, and like they were moving back. Okay. And then Savannah from all that point was out there in the street like across from me or like standing with me with other few other people doing journalism or whatever they were doing. Me and ironically her for TPUSA because she had a press pass. There was like maybe three other people with like any type of a credential there for media. By the way, like the news is done with Minnesota protests. Done. They don't care anymore. I mean, real until the No Kings protests come back. When it's like, oh, we have to cover this because look at 200,000 people showed up. Like we're forced to. Okay, but beyond that, like, and except for the independent media that are still locked in, and various people that you can follow online on Instagram or whatever, like that's the only people that are covering it. Really, that's it. Mainstream media, or like news or whatever, they don't care until it like they're forced to. So like me and like four other people are like the only people that would have any type of credentials, and she's one of them and we're doing it and filming and she's quiet like not going up to people or anything and then return to her boring culture war propaganda like she was hoping honestly she was probably hoping for some conflict initially between the sheriffs and the protesters that wanted to go closer to the building in the street. Okay, that's when she was like really she was like oh boy something's gonna happen is what it is. But she didn't get anything. She didn't get what she wanted because like the crowd over there, while engaged in good trouble, the weather sucked. The energy was like, we're not here to fucking, I don't know, start the revolution begins. Like maybe it already did, but like they weren't trying to be. It wasn't. The energy was not like we are a flashpoint or like this is a direct action or like we're gonna get as close to the like though the energy was dance party, dildos, fucking like being silly, wearing costumes, and then still engaging in the protest message, which was like fuck ice. That was National Fuck Ice Day, and it happened across the country. So that was like the energy. Okay. It wasn't on nothing else. There was nothing else to give. So Savannah was drowned of like anything she was looking for the majority of the day when she showed up. When one of the protesters recognized that she was there. Because yeah, like me and maybe the other journalists were like, no, yep, okay. I can't speak for anyone else, but me personally, I was like, I'm like, to me, she's just another person with a camera. There were tons of people with cameras and their phones out there. Honestly, I don't know their alignments. I'm not going up to everybody with a phone. I know who she is and what she stands for, obviously. But even then, I'm like drowned for attention. Because the other reason is while she has a credentialed for TPUSA and she gets funding to do her propaganda, people like Jake Lang that don't have that at all, and they're literally a fucking terrorist people held more restraint with him at the Whipple building than what I saw yesterday. And like there was times where people would get into Jake Lang and blow the horn at him and shit. But like after maybe 5 minutes, they walked away and went back to protesting ICE and the ICE agents going in and out of the building. And Jake Lang and his little crew, and these are men, grown men, right? Convicted, like dude had a fucking bat beating the police, like has literally engaged in violence, and people starve them for attention, and they were out there looking sorry, and it's on stream. And I know, like, I purposely stepped away so that way I could really show, like, there's the protest. There's Jake Lang and his little fucking homies out there, like, just literally looking sad. And they had the flag and they were like marching up and down, and they were like, it looked hilarious to me because I'm like, they came out here to start a fucking crusade, and they had nobody to support them, and it was hilarious to see that, while the protest was staying focused on, like, the fight out there. So, when I knew that Savannah was there, I'm like, "Whatever, I'm out there to film the protest anyways." Like, I'm not out there to be like, Savannah, you said this, what's up?" Like, I don't that's not my content anyways. I'm not like, that's not what I do with my streams anyways. Why would I do that now? But also, like, I've learned significant lessons too over the winter, like throughout Metro Surge, and like my what I would say in December, because this is the truth. Like on stream in December, I was not I was saying shit I shouldn't have said on stream because I had seen what some of these individuals did in other cities last year. And I knew they were coming to my home state, and I had an emotional response to that. And I said shit like, we should go up and talk to them and stuff, and like tell them what's what. And then personally, I learned that that is not the smart idea, because then they'll like find where you live and then stalk you, and then the FBI will raid your house. Okay, so I learned that, hey, it's better to not give them attention, because truly it is, and it's funny because they look sad. Okay, they look sad as fuck out there by themselves. So from December till it's April now, I'm like, it's literally better. And I've also shown that by not giving them attention, like whatever. So I've been out there, I've learned from that and whatever. So that's where I'm at with it personally. As somebody that got in Nick Sorter's face and had a back and forth with Cam Higby, like, there's no use. And those are men too, by the way. That's why I'm doing it. It's like, and it is what it is. Like, I know people, they're like, don't do gender roles, and I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, like, I am not gonna like I am 100% more inclined to get into a face of a man or a person that identifies as male, right? And like if they're out there doing bullshit, then a person that's a female or like identifies as a woman. If like I don't know, like I don't know how to undo that of myself, but like like I'm gonna like whatever. So it got to the point then where more people recognized that Savannah was there. And it started with the woke farmer going and just being like, "Hey, do you support this economy?" And like, it's on my stream. I think I can give you guys the timestamp, because my friend the woke farmer is getting so much bullshit from this, and he does not, and he didn't do anything. And he actually was trying to stop everything from happening. I think I sent him the let me get the timestamp for you guys. If you guys want to write this down so you can go back and watch all of this. Let me see here. Okay, at 2 hours and 29 minutes in the stream, he's like starts talking to her about the economy because they have the right to. The other fact is, even though Savannah Hernandez wasn't talking to anyone, which is the truth, she wasn't talking or engaging with anyone. She was just filming her little thing. If a protester recognizes her, they have the right to be like, "Hey, why do you support ICE? Why do you support ICE? But you're in our protest. Like, what are you doing?" They have the freedom of speech to ask her that, or the freedom of speech to engage in a good faith debate. But if Savannah was like, "I don't want to," or whatever, then obviously you can chant at her or something. I don't know, or blow horns at her, but maybe she didn't want it, but she's not the type to not do that. She wants the attention. That's when she was like, "Okay, but all right, so here I am at the Whipple building. I wasn't gonna do this, but here they are behind me now." because she really was for about 45 minutes to an hour just filming. But anyways, protesters, if they want to challenge her takes and like opinions, they have the freedom of speech to do that just as much as she has the freedom of speech to be there too. If they want to do that. And they did. They did it, and you can watch on the stream for about 10 to 15 minutes straight. To the point where again I walked away because I'm like, this is kind of boring. Like, I'm not here for debate content between people that want to do debates. Like, I want to cover the protest and the dance party. And like, where's Robbie? I'm sure he's doing a song. And we literally went already started, did an original song on the stream, right? If you watch this again, maybe it happened before then, but like she was in there and I'm like following other shit. Like that's funnier or like cooler to watch at the time. Like, I'm not there to cover debates. Like, maybe for a little bit for sure to show you guys, hey, look, good faith debates happening. Okay, next. And then sometimes if a scuffle breaks out, then we go back over there because scuffle, which is what happened. But the truth, okay, the truth of the matter is the fucking I'm just and it's gonna make people mad because until the fucking angry family went up to her and they 100% instigated beyond like the initial back and forth between the protesters. Okay. It was not confrontational in terms of like what about to become a fight until they went over there. And I don't know what the fuck or why, because yeah, for about 10 to 15 minutes, they were like, and then it became 100% like getting in Savannah's space and like getting in like, I don't care what you're going to say. Like, protesters were out there that speak against the administration, that are 100% engaged in activism, were engaging with her and talking to her, and we're not getting in her fucking space doing it. Tons of people were. It went on for 15 minutes. I walked away because I'm like, I'm not here for that. For some reason, they came over fucking to get into her face and get in and like be hot and confrontational. So I'm seeing a lot of like people are just getting like Will is getting taken. My friend, a woke farmer, is getting roped into this, which he has federal fucking charges on him already from a previous protest. He's a Minnesotan now, but he's not he wasn't from here before. He came here to support the protest back in like early January, and he's been out here ever since. And so when they came over to Savannah and started getting in her fucking space, which I don't know why would you do that? Like, if you want someone to leave, you drown them out. Like, you're getting in her space. And so, well, Jolly, the woke farmer's still here. Jolly's not. Like, he comes and goes, and you shout out to Jolly. He's great, but Joe woke farmer's been here. He doesn't leave. Like, he's been here the whole time. Like, we can go hang out right now. Like, he's like, if we wanted to. But repeatedly, like, there was opportunities to, like, for Chris, the angry man, to tell his daughter and tell, like, "Calm down," or like, "Yo, like, don't get so fucking, like, aggressive with it, like, just cool off," and didn't, and literally didn't try to disengage, didn't do nothing, and if anything, the woke farmer was the only one to physically try to pull them off and like, "Yo, stop." He was the only one, like, and others were trying to verbally calm him down and verbally chill out the situation. But Will was like pulling him back and was telling him to oh, calm down, cool out, because Will doesn't, they were out there to support the protest, but they can't be around hot shit. Realistically, they can't be around hot shit because the government's looking for a fucking reason. They're looking for a reason. But guess what? People like Will and others are still showing up, or Anarchy Witch, or like anyone that's been arrested, or Nakima Levy Armstrong, or any of they still show up, arrested, detained, beaten up, and they're still out there. So they can't in our reality, if they're around hot shit, they can't do that because the government's just looking for a reason to like put them behind bars again and really take them out of the fight. So they brought that fucking energy to Savannah, who again, yes, definitely works for TPUSA, but that doesn't matter though. Like, you can engage with her if you're gonna talk to her and, like, do that and not get in her fucking space. So, when they started walking away and Savannah was putting her hand up because the whistles were in her face and, like, they were getting, like, in her beyond, like, there's times in Chicago, like, with Cam Higby and, like, they're following him with the blowhorn or whatever. They weren't fucking, like, literally, like, acting like they were gonna fight him while also doing it. Like, with the entire energy at Savannah when the angry family came over was like, "We're gonna fight you." And nobody else was doing that. You know what I mean? And I'm hearing a bunch of fucking takes from people online that weren't there, that don't go to protests anymore or don't do anything or like she got what she deserved or whatever. Like, what the fuck do you mean, bro? If 99% of the crowd was out there really either not wanting to give her attention, wanting to engage in a dance party and fuck ice and like be in against the actual problem, or the other group was like, we're gonna debate in good faith with Savannah. The other group was gonna nobody else except for three people were about to want to fight her. Nobody. And that is the truth about it. That is the truth about it. So then when they were walking away, the back and forth between the daughter and Savannah happened. Savannah was the first one after getting she put her hand on the daughter first in terms of like get away. It was a shove actually with her left hand to be specific. And it was on the back of the daughter's head to get away because Savannah realistically, and this is why when they argue it in court or whatever, she was walking away because it became more than just good faith back and forth for her propaganda. Like, it became the energy was, "We're gonna fight you now," from specific people, not the entire fucking crowd, who either, again, were not about even engaging with her or were engaging with her, but in debate fashion. So, when she was walking away, she was leaving because clearly it was about to become worse than that, pushes the daughter first, and then it became a scuffle, right? Back and forth because they're gonna fight at that point. Savannah, after pushing her, the daughter gave her a good one into the fence, right? Savannah gave her a good one too. They went back and forth. It was a fight. It was a fight. The absolute wrong thing that happened next, because again, none of this would have happened without the energy that they brought to the situation. What happened next is just so fucking wrong, and I unfollowed him and everything because I thought about it more, and I don't care. Like, if that's your daughter, dude, you fucking the boyfriend did it right. And there's a court support coming up tomorrow for him, and his family got fucked with ice and everything. Like, his ice tore the boyfriend's family apart and everything. The boyfriend did nothing but lay on top of the girl to try to like put his body in between it. He didn't even try to fight the police, or the police were out there. He didn't try to fight the fucking police because they were brutalizing his girlfriend. He literally just put his fucking body on top of her. And it was like, "No, don't. No, don't." When Angry Man came over and fucking sent Savannah into the fence, I that is 100% no. Literally not even gonna twist myself into a knot, trying to 3D chess how, like, all the anger and no, fuck that. Absolutely not. The boyfriend held more restraint in the situation because I don't know, maybe he's programmed like I am to where two women are fighting. Either if you're gonna break it up, you're gonna probably take hits and shit, and like you're gonna get hit and stuff, but like you don't fight either one of them. You don't fucking put your hands on either one of them if two women are fighting. That's just why I was raised. Like, I can't undo that from myself. Boyfriend was probably thinking the same thing because he was watching it too. He didn't fucking piecing up Savannah. He could like she's not. And the fact that he came over when it was already also when the scuffle had kind of like subsided and like Savannah was just standing there after like it played out. Because yes, Savannah shoved the daughter first with the head. Okay, I'm also seeing that Savannah fought other people too. Not sure how that didn't happen. Savannah didn't no, she didn't get into any other scuffles other than with the daughters. And then when fucking Chris did what he did, but they had a scuffle, and then Savannah's just standing there, and like because it's kind of done, and then he fucking full charges at her and just from behind into the fence. And again, Savannah is maybe 100 pounds, 5'2", and like just fucking sends her into the fence, dude. And then walks away and says, "Fucking bitch." Like what? And I understand people in the comments in my stream yesterday. And I'm probably gonna get them today too and beyond. I don't give a fuck. They're gonna be like, "But that was my daughter." Then you're wrong. You're gonna put your hands on a woman because your daughter is in a fight. Like that, you're wrong. You got to just put your body in between it, and then you'll take hits and like protect your daughter and put your body around your daughter and like protect. But unless that person's coming at your daughter with a gun or a knife or like about to kill your daughter, like if it's fists, like you gotta just put your body in between. As a man, I don't give a fuck. Don't care. If you unsubscribe because that hurts your feelings, then do it. But as a man, when two women are fighting, and if it's your daughter, if it's someone that you care about that's in this fight, you're putting your body in between and separating it. Literally. And it would have been done. Except instead, they like fucking played out. And Chris was watching it the whole time, not trying to stop the fight. And then waits for the moment where Savannah is just like standing there and then blindsided yeah, go ahead, unsubscribe. Watch what happens. Nothing's gonna change. Blindsided, shoved into the fucking fence. Absolutely wrong. Absolutely disavow. Absolutely wrong. I can't support. I unfollowed. I can't support. There's no explanation for me. There's nothing there for it. There's just nothing there for it, especially with like the narrative that they drove. Like, well, I would never, I'm angry, but I would never get into a physical fight. And it's on interviews and went viral. Like it's no, it's not. I'm not gonna try to twist myself into a pretzel about it. Not at all. It was just wrong. Wrong is wrong. That's it. Point blank, period. And then, right, like I explained yesterday, then there's another layer of it because then the police response came out. And that plays out how it usually does. And then they brutalize the daughter and put Savannah in the car nice and neat. Here you go, Savannah in the car. Here you go. What also didn't help the situation, probably though, was fucking Chris coming out and sending Savannah into the fucking fence and like making it worse for the family and what they was about to fucking happen. So without the energy, and I'm just being honest, without the energy that they brought to fucking Savannah, and they being just the family, nobody else, because the 99.99% of the protest, everyone out there was literally either again not engaging, debating in good faith, or was doing their own thing on both zones. That was the cause of how this all fucking went down. And there's no other way to say it. There's no other way to do it. Because when 90, I hated this in the fucking army because in the army, and it started to change, they do mass punishment, right? To fuck, oh boy. Like if one, like the one of the classic things. So for example, if somebody in the unit gets a DUI and they get arrested for driving while drunk, guess what happens? The whole unit has to come back into a recall formation and you all have to show up to the building and go and stand there at like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, doesn't matter. Your NCOs will come wake you up at the barracks if you're a single soldier, and they will take you and you got to go fucking wake up and go get yelled at by the commander and how you suck and how this is a failure of the whole unit. And when one of us fails, all of us fails. And I'm like, nah, not really though, because most of us, the majority of us are doing it right. And like this one person fucked up. Don't act like it. I'm like, that would always make me mad. It was like, nah, like, no, our platoon and our squad do not promote drinking while driving and doing that shit. Like, we're solid. We work well with our squad. Like, no, we don't do that. But I hated that. But that's how the fucking army works. So when this happens, it casts blame on everybody. And then the narrative unfortunately gets driven into like this is the whole protest. And this is all the protest was doing. And it makes a situation to where the protests were like doing fucking so good and will continue to. And it puts an absolute damper on it unless people call it out. as to exactly what it was. And if you try to like, no, 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 we gotta talk about this instead. No, 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 okay, don't talk about it no more. No, you gotta fucking completely disavow it. Nope. What happened shouldn't have happened. Not at all. Not at all, period. And then there's also the thing is, well, you're no, you're just doing the cringe, violence is never okay, lib shit. Go fuck yourself. There are situations in which violence has absolutely changed things. And it happens. And things have changed because violence happens. And like, and especially in our country, in the United States, major changes have never happened without violence taking place. Ever. Period. Point blank. We don't win off of like literally vibes and like, oh, let's pray for it. What happened yesterday was not a situation in which you endorse what fucking happened and be like, this is the fight against fascism. Blah, blah, blah. 100-pound Savannah getting blindside shoved by a grown man is how we beat the fascists. You're a moron. And you need to go touch grass like now and then go or take a break and realize who the actual enemy is. Because, yeah, well, Savannah works for that shit. Not even in my top fucking thousand of problems of like any in the emotion, like the amount of energy, like did you even? I don't understand and it could be just people need a break, but the amount of energy that was given to her and the anger from that family did not get fucked was not warranted in the moment. There were protesters that have been through hell and back out there that held more restraint, didn't even like, we're just talking to her or trolling her or like just laughing or like Derek had the sign waving the fan that have been through way worse or like something or like I don't know. So that is the truth. Fuck you, Tom. So and the reason is that the and what changes things is not sweep this under the rug and like, okay, gotta move on, don't talk about it no more. No, it is to recognize the fucking absolute no-go that happened because it will ruin it worse, and then trying to cover it up will ruin it worse. So guess what? 99% of the crowd did the right thing yesterday. One family did not. And then Savannah being there, yes, does not provide confidence or does not provide comfort. But until people started piling on to like, oh, Savannah's here, she was there for nearly an hour and was yawning and bored and had nothing. And her videos would have done fucking nothing. Instead, now she's got 30,000 likes on every single one of her fucking tweets. And the FBI and the Attorney General's office and they're all on it now. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. They're gonna keep doing it. And if you don't give them what they want, they get the only thing they will resort to is culture war nonsense. And right now, culture war bullshit doesn't is not hot. It ain't hot right now. It ain't what's hip. It ain't happening. Culture war nonsense is cringe. Nope. Donald Trump's working with Israel to bomb Iran and start a World War III. We just had masked federal agents just terrorize our cities, and it's still happening. So to try to have the shit redirected because you couldn't keep your shit together, and then you assaulted Savannah. That happened. I hope he's got to face accountability for that. I don't give a you can't do that. Don't support when Nick Sorter was fighting a protester out there, and I don't support fucking blindside sending little fucking 100-pound Savannah into the fence. I'm like, that shouldn't be a hard thing to say. It really should not be a difficult thing to get past. And if it is difficult for you to like get through that, then this isn't probably for you. I'm just being real. Like I'm just being honest. Like I gotta tell you guys, the end all of fascism is like when the drones and the bombs start dropping. And like I've been to places where that's happening. So these layers that we're at here are like not there yet. And I'm worried that they could, but there's definitely layers of like mental health you need to have to be able to get to the next step. And if you don't have it, then like fucking chill out and figure out a way to do it. I'm not saying pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Like the if anything, the activism community as a great way of like providing so many opportunities to do fun stuff or activities or hey, we need a break. Let's do this today. Or like we're gonna organize that. Like the right wing doesn't do that at all. They keep their people just fully locked in on their propaganda nonstop. That's why they all like have wrinkles early and lose their hair and look bad. But like activists on the left work hard to make sure that they're providing spaces of like you need to chill and like we're in this for the long haul. So like make sure your mental health is good and like that's why they talk about mental health and like do all that stuff because yeah, it's bad. It gets bad after a while and the dark thoughts kick in and like but what happened to Savannah yesterday should not have never have happened. She should have been drowned of attention, and Chris did fucking put his hands on her and assault her physically, and he needs to go to jail for that, or like have a fine, or battle it out in court at least. There needs to be there's something with that for sure. The boyfriend didn't do anything other than try to just lay on his girlfriend and protect her, so he didn't do anything. Will the woke farmer did fucking nothing, and he, if anything, he did more than anybody to try to stop it by trying to pull back the family and like, why are you guys getting physical? Like, and he was even like, why are you guys getting in their face in her face? Like, stop multiple times. Stop. Like, stop. Like, just talk to her or something. Like, fucking, you're bringing hostile energy to her. Like, you're gonna fight her. Like, what are you doing? Nobody else is doing that. And there were hundreds of people out there. You know what I mean? So and then people that were, like, trying to help Savannah get out of the situation are getting threats from people too. Because like, I thought the goal was to get her out of there, and then she's leaving, and then, like, you like, what the and then helping her leave is the fucked now, and, like, you're an a like, you're gonna like, this shit's gonna get destroyed if it doesn't get put together, and if you don't call this shit out. Because when 99% of the people are doing the right thing, and when there's select few don't, it can ruin everything. Because also I learned in the military is that type of shit can ruin unit cohesion. When we have mass punishment, it destroys unit cohesion. The soldiers at the bottom don't want to fucking be there. They're going to now not re-enlist, so they're going to not care anymore. The leaders that are like solid are going to take new positions and like move on and not want to be there anymore either. So the unit cohesion gets destroyed. And that happened in my unit in Alaska, and it happened like it happened. I have friends from Alaska, but like I don't our unit, like we had some fucky leaders. We had some bad leaders that made very bad decisions. Very that hurt the rest of us. And we had and made our time up there suck sometimes. Alaska is a beautiful state. My time in the military up there, that was, boy, that shit was fucking we got just mass punishment all the time when one person would fuck up. It was not a fun like thing. Like the people I met in the military are like what I remember most. And like yeah, maybe some of the trainings that we did was cool. That was like a cool experience. But beyond that, like I hated that shit in terms of the mass punishment when one person would do the wrong thing. So that's just the truth of what happened. And you can either be mad or be emotional because like you're supposed to be on the side of all of the protesters no matter what and never say anything ever. But like not when this happens and when a woman is assaulted. And I'm seeing it from like leftist men too. Like, what the fuck, dude? You all beat what the fuck? Like, I'm not getting shit from women, from leftist women. Obviously, the right wing wants me to just become right wing, so I ignore them. But like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Like beating women to own the Nazis? Like what? If the attention is brought to the men that run that shit, there will be less right wing women. The only reason that they're right wing like that and they are like that is because of the men that they're trying to uphold and think that they're gonna like be subservient. Like Savannah literally said that. Savannah literally said that yesterday that she believes that she needs to be subservient to her man and be like a fucking and that sucks. but they wouldn't believe that if the powers that be weren't fucking doing that, like wielding their bullshit. And like right wing women, I just, in my opinion, women are just not naturally right wing. They're not like that. It's like I think it's a nature in women that is not normal. It's like I think it's cultivated. It's like crafted into how they and how some women can come out right wing and like be like Savannah in terms of her opinions and takes. But like in general, though, like I still see more energy at women and like why are they the first ones to get fucked up or like that instead of like the men that have come through? So I don't know. I don't. There's no justification for it. I don't care that she upholds the MAGA system and fascism and Nazism. Like she like her scuffle with the daughter was her scuffle with the daughter. What Chris did after that is absolutely fucking not okay. And he needs to be held accountable for that, no matter what. I don't care. Needs to be held accountable for that. And then also make sure you guys, because then what happened to the daughter with the police after that was uncalled for as well. Ironically, the women got fucking beat on yesterday between Savannah and then the daughter by the police. And that's why I think I had just a bad I'm still like not feeling like that shit sucks. Cause it's like, brother, we had like I'm mad at Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and fucking Netanyahu and Putin. And like I'm hoping that Orban was out. And like I'm like, dude, like you know what I mean? I hope women can take power more. But there's a lot of men in power that are really bad. Like really bad. Like and we don't have women that are like in power that are like unless it's like Christy Nome or like where's Christy Nome? She's gone. Pam Bondi out of there. The women were the first ones gone. I know Orban lost. Gone. And that's all that's great because they upheld the system. But like then to see like Savannah getting assaulted and then the police coming out and assaulting the fucking daughter and then beating and then putting her in a chokehold and spraying everybody and then brutalizing everybody, which is another example of how the collective gets punished, right? Right? Because yeah, everyone out there, like if you're out there, people came out and were wearing. There was a poor Scooby Doo went out there to go be Scooby Doo and be baked and talk and chant at the police. But Scooby Doo was hit with the fucking mace. Got him, fucking poor guy got a mouthful of it. That's just, and he played it off at first. I don't know if it was on stream, but he played it off. But you can't play off a mouthful of mace. Like he literally took like a you ever like put Listerine and like that was how much fucking that was how much he got bad. And like the when 99% of the people were doing the right thing, and then it ended in like the police brutalizing someone, an assault on a fucking right wing propagandist, and it's a shit show after. That's why it's got to be called out, and like that can't happen again. Or if it does, like it is what it is. Like I can't. I can only say how I feel about what's happening, right? But I'm just YouTuber. I'm out there filming the things that are happening, but I'm not directing it. I'm not out there like, all right, cut. Next, I can't run that scene back again. We got to do that. Hey, all right, everybody, go back to positions. Go back to where Savannah and Will were talking about the economy, and let's start over, guys. Let's undo that. Oops, let's undo that. Can't do that. That's not how life works. Unless you're literally like a propagandist, or you're like trying to do that and like make films. So people are gonna do what they do, and you have to call it out. And you just got to be honest about it when bad happens. So the truth is, so the obviously it's TPUSA, but like they are gonna be there, and if they're just there filming, then don't do anything. The rule of thumb is if they start like we've seen people like Cam Higby or Nick Sorter, which they'll start physical altercations or like they'll steal stuff. Then whatever, dude. Like you're putting your hands on people. Like let's street justice, I guess. Whatever. They're asking for it. Savannah was not asking for it. She wasn't asking for a fucking fight. She wasn't looking to fight anybody. She wasn't trying to fight anybody. We've seen examples where people do act like that, and it's warranted. What happened to Savannah yesterday was absolutely not warranted, and it needs to be a learning moment. and the difference in like when that is when that would be warranted and when it is not. Okay. And if people aren't able to do that, they're like, hell no, fuck all these Nazis. Number one, you're going to push a shitload of people away because you're just going to. And if you need people. And two, there's no reality in which like we're going to support assaulting women no matter what. Because again, like without the patriarchy or whatever that I've been taught and how that works, I don't think there would be women doing what Savannah's doing. So she's like not the fucking energy you direct that to. And also, the Hennepin County sheriffs need to be held accountable for what they did to the daughter and how they brutalized her. And then also, they're fucking the one guy came out of the one guy with one of the sheriffs, and people know him by name, but he came out ready to start beating people. So that's why it was a complete shit show on all fronts, right? Sheriff's bad, the family got in Savannah's face. Savannah obviously is an agitator, so she's gonna get blame cast on her. But like at the same time, she did not agitate beyond just existing there, and that is not a justification to start fucking fighting her and getting in her space. Q&A. Any questions? Because I'm not gonna address this again, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Because people on social media, and it's Sunday too, because as people are wondering, work tomorrow, like we got shit to do. My first time at the Whipple was a doozy. Police brutality on display. Yeah, that they do that a lot. They do that often. Was that a bong? I don't know. I don't have a bong right now. We're hitting the joints. The way the sheriffs handled that was awful. What were they thinking? They don't. That's why they need to be held accountable too. What you advise Chris or Stanko to do now? You gotta say number one, admit what you did and not try to lie about it or anything, and be like, and you can even say be true, like, yeah, I was emotionally wrapped up in the situation and I put my hands on her and I'm ready to face accountability. And that's the truth. That's what he can do at this point. That's that. If he plans to learn from this, because yeah, he wasn't trying to stop the fight. He came in and waited for Savannah to be by herself and like not looking, and then shoved her. Like, what the fuck's that? That I don't doesn't justify putting your hands on women, period. But like in the moment, like Savannah wasn't looking and like was not in a, she wasn't like fighting at that point at that moment. What do you think she will? Oh, Will get, because Will is just a known figure. He was at the church protest. Obviously, he's got the federal stuff going on. So he's like, so this is how it works. That's how the right wing fat. That's how they will start roping in people. That's why when you want to be an activist, if you get arrested eventually or you really face charges, like you can still do your activism, but like you have to be careful because the government will try to use anything to wrap you up into someone else's shit that maybe you weren't even doing nothing or you weren't even there. But the government wants you because you said fuck Trump at this point, or like you're out there and you did something in terms of like maybe you had a water bottle in your hand, or I don't know, like whatever. They're gonna try to find a way to absolutely put you in a hole. So Will did nothing other than trying to literally stop it. And then also using his free speech to talk to her about the economy, which that's not spicy. That's not spicy debate stuff. There was no physical there. Or anything, then Will just started trolling her. Like, and then Savannah was smiling too, like, because Savannah knows it's a grift. She knows what she's doing is like to uphold some bullshit. So like Savannah, you can see her smiling out there and shit because like it's what she's doing was cringe before it got into the altercation. You just gotta have some self discipline. That's all it is. Know where you're at. Know who it is. And also, what TPUSA too. They have the money and power to ruin lives, unfortunately, and that sucks that they can do that. But we live in America, and they have money and power to destroy your entire life if you like blink wrong at these people. So like maybe don't. I don't know. But again, people will, and you have the freedom of speech to do so. That's why I'm saying if anyone like say Nick Shirley was out there and a protester was like, fuck you, Nick Shirley, freedom of speech. Nick Shirley doesn't have protections. I'm not trying to argue. And the other thing is my argument is Savannah doesn't have special protections. It's not like she doesn't have she doesn't she's no more she has no more freedoms than anyone else out there. You have to recognize the situation as well though. And like giving her attention, she immediately went into selfie mode and wanted exactly what she was looking for, which was more than what she was getting for a good hour and some change. But again, I'm not going to be one of those. Yes, as you said, free speech isn't a right to be violent. It's a right to speak your mind without the government coming down on you. However, there will be times in which people will engage in violence that will be to progress something. I watched Georgia protests, for example, right? They were out there fucking shooting fireworks at the police and stuff. People thought that was epic and based. That's not peaceful, calm, like chill, like let's just hold hands and chant activities, right? Throughout American history, protests have been violent and they've progressed something or like changes have happened. Not always. At least it's in the efforts of it. So I'm not gonna ever be like violence is never the answer. That's cringe. I would never like promote it in turn because like number one, I'm not out there to incite nothing anyways. I'm out there to film. But just as speaking as someone that like has read history at least a little bit, I'm not a historian, but I've read some history and American history is it's not like we've had an unpeaceful timeline. We've committed genocide of our own people, of Native Americans, of fucking imperialism, all types of dumb shit we've done. So they fucking Jim Crow laws. We've done our government and our country has done nothing but violent shit to its people, and the people have had to fight back. This winter we just had was not a peaceful winter. There's violence and death and destruction and people fighting back, engaging in non like stay peaceful, but like when the government's out there flashbanging you and shit, like people are gonna respond. And like at that point, like is someone just filming it? It's my job just to film it. I'm not gonna be out there like, don't stop, like no, you have to stay like I'm not gonna do that. But in this situation, there was no reason for any of that to happen. And Savannah should have never been the energy that the family brought to her should have never happened. They should have just been in the they should have just stayed on the fucking sidelines and watched other people engage with her. They couldn't fucking engage with her in a peaceful manner, which is but I'm not trying to say you have to, but like that was what was happening. You had multiple things happening. People either protesting or talking to her at that point. Nobody else was trying to fight her or like trying to physically remove her. Would they have wanted her to leave? Yeah, for sure, because brings a dark cloud to the vibe that was happening most of the day. But like you don't have the right to remove her. Gotta just ignore her. And then ignore her, and then she'd be right back to texting on her phone and like doom scrolling X, which is what she was doing. The cops confirmed she's not under arrest, then jumped her. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The sheriffs need to be held accountable because they were like, "We're coming here to talk," and like clearly we're not coming there to talk, so they lied and then just use that to brutalize her. So the other, I'm talking about like the energy, like the dad is really like, and also just maybe me, but as the head of the household, irresponsible. I'm not I don't have the daughter. I'm not focusing really much on the daughter or even the wife. Like, but like as the head of the household, he should have been like, okay, I gotta pull my family away. Like I don't want my family to be in this situation. And like and even if like you're let's say, doesn't matter what you're I'm just saying as the head of the household, like if you're the person running the family basically, and maybe you have a co-sharing situation, whatever your situation is. I feel if you like have your daughter out there, like your child, and your people and your people, I wouldn't even imagine. Like I would just be like, let's go, dude. Like get the fuck out of there. Let's go. You can't. We don't want to be here right now. We need to walk away. Like our whole like the whole family is like on it. I don't know, like, there were people that brought their kids or whatever, they had, their spouse or maybe their significant other out there or whatever, and they weren't getting in it was just like, you know what I mean? Like, Chris had the responsibility to pull his own family back and wasn't, and on the stream, he was even telling them like, "Oh, yeah, I told her to go whistle and shit, and I told her to go do it." So he is the one to really blame for, like, the side of what on the other side of Savannah. The fight happened between Savannah and the girl because Savannah pushed her in the head and scrap, squabble. For sure, it happens. Squabbles happen in a fight sometimes. If it happens, it happens. So it just did. But then what Chris did afterwards was wrong. And then, but again, he should have been as the father and like the one like his wife and his daughter there, like pull him, just get the whole family out of there. No one else was trying to do that or trying to bring that energy to Savannah because he was like sending his daughter to do it and he wasn't doing it. He was like sitting in the sideline. It was so weird because I'm right there. It's on my stream. You can go watch. Like he was on the outside with me because like I'm like I don't want to be in the middle of it because you can guys can see it a little better from like my angle and show everything. But he was like right in front of me and like like egging on his own daughter to go fucking continue like blowing whistles in Savannah's face and doing more. And I'm like, why don't you just fucking tell? And Will, the woke farmer, was telling him to stop and was telling, yo, chill this out. And like literally, and you can see him in the stream and he pats Chris on the back, like, chill out. Like, hey, brother, hey, you gotta pull it back. Pull it up, pull it back. Like we cool it off. There's no reason for this right now. So as like it's the he's got to be held accountable, and if he's gonna come back someday, I guess, and learn from this, I don't know, man. I don't know how you do it at this point. I think you're cooked. I think you're cooked. But like, if you're gonna learn from it, or if other people want to learn from it, like if your family, like Chungus, say you were out there at a protest and you saw your kids out there getting into a scuffle or whatever, you'd have their back, but you'd probably want to like pull them. I don't know. You'd probably want to like leave. Right? I don't know. Parents, I don't have kids. Speak in the chat. Like, are you maybe trying to get your family out of there? You know what I mean? Like, there's hundreds of people out there. Maybe your family ain't needed right now to be a body, especially since it's getting a little dicey. And like maybe you leave and like maybe it cools off, or like definitely get your family out. Like I'm getting my wife and my kid out, bro. I'm getting him out. I'm not letting him stay, let alone like as a bro, let alone being like, yeah, go back. Which is he did in the stream. And it's on every video, but he's like, go back and go blow. I told her to go blow whistles at her and shit. What do you mean you told her to tell her to leave, come back, like stop, de-escalate. Don't fucking escalate or like do more than anyone else was doing. That's why I think I'm just mad because that was the truth. Is because without him egging on his daughter and or either even trying to de-escalate, Will was, and that Will is getting dragged through the fucking mud. And that's the other factor is he's my we didn't serve in Alaska together, but he was at Fort Wayne, right? We're both veterans. Will's gone through the fucking ringer here. And you got the everyone on the right wing trying to drag him into it. And he did nothing but try to. Well, here's Chris on Jen Patsky's show. He's cooked. They're gonna oh my god. Anyone that did interviews like and like I'm that anyone that did interview with him is gonna get like they're gonna have to disavow. God damn, dude. Poor Lorenzo and his family though. Like number one, focus should like if you're gonna do something or whatever, like it all should have been given to him and his family for attention. Like if you're gonna have any type of focus, like he got to speak a little bit, but the DJ was trying to do the best he could, but it was a DJ mic. It wasn't built for speeches. Like it was meant to be like, yeah, boy. So like he was trying to keep the sound down while he was speaking, but he couldn't because it wasn't really a speaking event. But they gave him some time on the mic. And then yeah, like I want to reiterate, Lorenzo held more restraint, and the boyfriend held more restraint in the situation and not getting involved between the fight. He was there and he was there too. He was there too, watching, just making sure his girlfriend was good. making sure like she's okay. But when they started squabbling, he did not like fucking just start like I said earlier, he did not start fighting Savannah because his girlfriend was in a fight. It played out. And maybe it's just because some men are wired that way. And like, I don't know. It's like either if you're gonna break it up, then you're gonna just break it up and like just separate. But like if women are fighting and if they're fighting, then it's gonna fight. A fight will happen, and then it'll end eventually. And then when it starts getting, if it starts getting worse, then you break them up. But like, you know what I mean? Like he probably had the same mentality watching it play out while still staying locked in. And when the actual fucking authority came out, you saw what the boyfriend did, right? When the sheriffs came out with like their guns and munitions, he put his body on the line to protect his girlfriend and laid on her and tried to just keep him and the sheriff separate. Like just stop. Like I thought you were here just to talk. Like what are you doing? He didn't. And the other thing he didn't do is like start fighting the sheriffs. He didn't start shoving the sheriffs or trying to fight them for literally choking his girl. Like the sheriffs did more to his girlfriend than Savannah did to her in terms of like putting her in a fucking chokehold and slamming her to the ground and pinning her to the ground. Like Savannah did not do any of that. So they fought, and both of them, both the daughter and Savannah, both got a good hit on each other. But beyond that, not really much. So the daughter was brutalized way more by the police in that fight, and the boyfriend held in the way more restraint than Chris in terms of like what you're going to do. And then like what I don't know, there's just no excuse for it. And then you can tell the energy he had because what a you shove her and then you walk because you see it like on the stream. You shoved her and then he walks away and then says "fucking bitch" and then walks away. Like, what do you mean, bro? His whole energy was just so fucking weird to me. That no, now that I'm thinking about it more, because you're number one, like you just shoved Savannah because your daughter just got into a fight, and then you shove her and then start walking away, and then say fucking bitch, and but then like you're not even there to be like go for your like go console your daughter or you know be like, all right. And there was no moment in which he like went there. He was always like, he was always like away and like walking strong and being mad and angry, but not really doing much other than shoving fucking Savannah. And then being on the sidelines. Well, it was weird, and that's just the truth of it. Like the whole thing. And again, I'm not a the bias I recognize is I'm not a dad. I don't have a daughter, but I don't know, like, that whole behavior was not the whole behavior was just not, how I think I would react to any of that. One, not even assault, not even putting my hands on the opponent. If it's a like, listen, okay, if it was a man fighting my daughter, yep, okay, we're fighting. I'm knocking that dude out. I'm doing everything I can to protect my daughter. Fuck that, or anything, or even my son, and like a man's beating up my son. Like, yeah, I'll fight. I'm not just how I'm built. It is what it is. Like, we'll fight then. But then that wasn't you didn't even try to stop the initial fight between Savannah and her. You weren't even as a dad, you weren't even like trying to put your body in there to stop it or break it up. You weren't dude. Will, has nothing to do with the situation, was trying to break it up. And other protesters that had nothing to do with it were trying to stop it. And you, as the dad of the daughter, were not doing anything at all other than yelling and being mad and keeping yourself away from it and then shoving Savannah and assaulting her. You said court is at 9 a.m. So that's where I'm at with it. Like, and it is what it is. So the people that need to be, so one, yeah, so accountability on Chris, accountability on the fucking sheriff department, number first and foremost, those two. Obviously, throughout the entire course of my media, I will go directly at the Turning Point USA propaganda. Like that will just be a regular theme of the channel. It's not like, okay, well, you need to also say Turning Point and her. Yes, it was every day. We'll talk. Well, every day and show it how bad it is. It doesn't justify Savannah and what happened to her. But then what happened to what the sheriffs did to the daughter, and then the boyfriend. what happened to him because the boyfriend was doing nothing but just trying to separate the sheriffs and the daughter and didn't put his hands on the sheriffs, didn't try to fight the sheriffs, didn't try to do any he was not doing anything other than like literally laying on top of the girlfriend. Yes, the cops were terrible. They came out ready to kill people, guys. I swear to God they did. They were pale in the face. They were literally pale, like ready to fucking absolutely just wreck shit. I don't know if when Savannah got in the car and got driven away, they were like, they were trying to kill me out there. And like the sheriffs came out ready to they were ready to fucking go crazy right away. They came out hot. "Well, we're just here to talk." But then literally we're like nearly 10 squads deep and like surrounded the daughter in the parking lot and chokehold slam, sprayed everybody. Like what an absolute fuck fest that's why I'm saying it was just a fuck fest all around. Multiple people need to be held accountable, including the power of the sheriff's department needs to be held accountable and how they responded. And the innocents in this would be like the boyfriend and the mom and the daughter, but, like, next time, don't, like, bring energy, like, to her at all. Because, yeah, you got into a squabble with her, like, and it's, like, its own thing for me. You got into a squabble with her, but, like, don't do that next time. But you didn't do beyond that, you didn't assault her or anything. Did she put her hands on you, head to hand, but, like, next time, don't even give her attention. But the boyfriend needs support because he did nothing but try to just protect the girlfriend, didn't do nothing else. And Will didn't do anything else either. And Will, so that's who's being dragged down. Will as well. He didn't do shit else either, but try to calm the situation down. Yep. So that's how it all played out, guys. So it's a very complex situation. Very different things, but the accountability needs to happen like with the sheriffs and with the dad, and that's just it where it's at. I feel better for talking it out though, because I went on X and was scrolling and just from people that weren't either not there or people that are trying to justify things that should not be justified or make excuses or whatever. Yep, his mugshots being spread. Yeah, yeah. And the boyfriend was, and the whole time was like the one, like he was not. The boyfriend wasn't even being hot with it. Like he was just because he knows too. Like we all know. Maybe Cortez when I talked to him and shit, we knew like I don't know. Like you don't be hot. Like you don't do hot shit or like you don't bring attention that isn't needed when it's not needed. I guess because that's what she's looking for. That's what Savannah's looking for. But the boyfriend was super measured. Yeah, he didn't want to number one, didn't fight Savannah, which you shouldn't do. And then didn't fight the sheriffs either. As much as like that was it, like again, the daughter was more brutalized by the sheriffs than Savannah. But it just like the responses was just so unmeasured by so many different things. It was just ruined my spirit yesterday and a little bit today. But I do feel better now. I do feel better that we've talked it out. And I got to share because like I'm not going to speak on it after this. Like there's nothing. Just like the right wing will continue. That will continue. Um, and that's going to suck. I'm being honest. As someone that went through it, it's going to suck bad. But the thing you have is like, and there needs to be accountability. But you got World War III damn near about to take place. So like, and Donald Trump really is like on that, and he's not coming off of that. So it's only going to have a certain amount of like life before there's nothing they're going to be able to do. But also, like, I don't really know how much federal power they're going to put into a squabble, other than like the local police will obviously like there's going to be local accountability. But in terms of anything the federal government's going to do, I wouldn't be really that worried because they got Iran like going on right now, and I don't think Trump will. I don't think he'll even want that. Like, because he's openly posting people being murdered on his Truth Social right now. Like, he sent JD Vance to Hungary, which not our country either, but he sent JD Vance there to campaign for Viktor Orban, and Viktor Orban just lost. So, focus needs to be maintained. And if you need a break, if you need to like go outside a little bit, like I've had the door open for this whole stream. It's 80 degrees outside in Minnesota. It's beautiful outside. You know what I mean? Like Take a break. Like we're gonna game tonight. I have a gaming channel. Do some gaming. Do some other shit. Like do something. Do find a way. Like I play softball. You know, I do other things, and I bring my stream to it because I know I put you guys through it watching. So that's why I do. Like I'm a content creator. So like with my hobbies, I do stream those. Not all of them, but like some of them. My Pokemon collection, you guys don't see. I'm kidding. Someone in chat said that, so I had to say it. But no, but like because I know it's just, and you guys don't have to watch that stuff if you don't want to. Like if you don't like watching gaming and whatever, then fine. It's there though if you want to come hang out or if you want to find something you like to do. But you gotta do it and remain calm and not give these people what they're looking for. And that's not to say that the powers at B don't deserve attention in terms of like they need to be protested, there needs to be change, either reform or abolishment of many things. And I do think there needs to be a balance of both reform and abolishment. Just absolutely destroying like because like we don't live in a country that could recover from just tearing the entire fucking thing down like immediately. Like it would be every person for themselves and it would be like apocalypse right now. Like, bro, America, come on. Like, be real. Like, we can't completely, like, it needs to be slow rolled a little bit. Not completely. Some things can change overnight, but major, massive stuff likely needs to be reformed. And then, if not, like, abolished for other stuff, like, completely cut out. Like, DHS, ICE, abolished completely. That can't exist anymore. We can't have that. Will that happen? I don't know. But, like, that's where I'm at with it. So, um, and like for some systems are just too slow. They're meant to work, but they're too slow and broken, which is why reform and not abolishment for some systems, right? Um, but beyond that, you need to cool out. And the dregs of Turning Point USA and their little media ghouls do not warrant like unless they are bringing physical attention and confrontation to you, which Savannah was not was not doing it. She was standing and she and everything. She was standing in her one same place she did from the moment people recognized that she was there. She wasn't out trying to fight people. We do see some people that do that on the right, and they show up and try to fight and try to instigate. Yesterday at the Whipple, Savannah was not doing that. And you just gotta like be in the moment, and you gotta know where you're at. You gotta know who's there and know who the fight is. And it's like if the fight is ICE, and yes, Savannah supports them and does counter propaganda for it. But like, if anything, you just giving the counter propaganda ammo and giving more people the reason to support ICE, I guess, which sucks. And I wish people could just have a sound brain and not support ICE and want to support and abolish ICE, but people are dumb. Okay. And they're not gonna and they need to be convinced. Okay. And they need to be convinced. And it takes a while and it sucks, but I really wish like things like that would not even exist. All right. So I'm gonna try to enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I'm gonna do some gaming on my gaming channel. You guys can stop by. I am gonna stream a horror game. I'm gonna grab some dinner. I'm gonna stream I think NBA 2K. I want to play some basketball again. And then I'm gonna play a spooky game tonight. We are gonna play that space horror game tonight, which is the scariest game I think I've honestly ever played. I'm not kidding. Like it beats Resident Evil was scary. Bro, this game is scarier, I think. Like Resident Evil 9 was very scary. And like I think that's the scariest one of the whole series. But like the space game is the scariest thing I've ever played. Hands down. It's up there with Visage and like his Visage is a fucking terrifying game. I don't these jump scare games, like mascot horror games, aren't really like I don't know. I need atmosphere and shit. Like I need atmosphere horror. If when you mix in jump scares with atmospheric horror and then something's chasing you too, oh my bro, help. Like that's what this game does. So atmosphere, the jump not really I mean just occasional jump scares, but not really. It doesn't focus on that, but it's like things are chasing us in the game. Like there's things that are trying to kill us and like they don't move slowly. And you have to navigate through it and do puzzles and stuff while they're chasing you. Which Resident Evil does, right? Resident Evil has monsters like that and like unkillable bosses that like in Resident Evil 2 with Mr. X and then You had Nemesis, or I mean, you could in Resident Evil 9, you could kill the big thing, I guess, eventually, but she was just chasing you around. But very spooky. So we'll play that later, guys. Mercado Gaming on YouTube. I'm just gonna go on YouTube today. I think for both games, no Twitch. So come check that out. And yeah, this is the last time I'm going to be addressing this. So I hope you learned everything you could and what happened. I know people will disagree with me because I just will, but I'm just, it is what it is. Like when wrong is wrong, you got to call it out. Right. All right. Have a good night, guys. See you on the next one. More coverage. Oh, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central. Make sure you guys come back. Daily news coverage. We'll be covering World War III, I think. The Navy's blockading the Strait of Hormuz now. So are we gonna like watch naval combat? I don't know. Find out tomorrow. I'll see what happens. Take care. 1 p.m. Central. 1 p.m. Central. 1 p.m. Central.